Hello, it's a whole new week, meaning it's a fresh episode of Revved Up. Welcome to the show. We have quite an interesting one for you tonight as we catch up with a rally superstar. He might have won everything on the local scene, but tonight he explains to us why he's introducing a new motorsport here on Revved Up. We keep reminding you to keep very safe on those roads and to mind the other drivers. My name is Andrew Kabura. This is Revved Up. So let's rev.
On this edition of Revved Up, Road Review, brought to you by NC Bank. For over 60 years, the dune buggy has been experimented with and adapted using different materials to make the perfect recreational vehicle. Originally, large cars were stripped down to their frames and larger wheels were added so that they would drive well on sandy beaches. However, the dune buggy got its name when someone had the bright idea to use a Volkswagen Beetle engine and chassis as the base of his vehicle. The VW Beetle is also known as a bug, hence the name buggy. While there are many other types of dune buggies today using a variety of materials and navigating other terrains, the name has stuck.
All right, joining me now is a gentleman whose statistics we need to get out of the way fast. A 10-time motocross champion, the 2015 National Rally champion, a man who knows everything about speed. He's been on the show before. Arthur Blick. Arthur, thank you very, very much once again for joining us.
Thank you, Andrew.
I've talked about motocross, I've talked about rally. Now we're talking about autocross. I feel like you're pushing it a little bit too far now.
Yes, we've decided to take it to motorsport to another level. And yes, motocross and rallying, we've been there, and now we want to take the sport a little different, but definitely the same enthusiasm and the same competition and thrill for speed. And now this is the buggy racing. We've built both these buggies from scratch, metal by metal, and we've put them up into very highly competitive machines. What you see there is very competitive, and it can actually take on the big rally cars and give them a run for their money. There are two different models. There's the Attacker design that uses a motor vehicle engine. This we did afterwards. However, 2 years ago, I built the Barracuda design buggy, and there we use an engine from a Donna road motorcycle. And what we have in there is a 1200 from a 1200 Kawasaki Ninja motorcycle, and that's the Donna engine we used in the Barracuda buggy. However, getting any one of these two up and running takes us 4 weeks. And you should be good to go.
The last time you were on the show, we talked about how your pockets were struggling financially because of course the costs that come with rally. But this is cheaper, isn't it?
Oh yes, the buggies are definitely much cheaper, especially when it comes to maintenance. You can bash this thing around, and you break something, just go, you bend a pipe, weld, and put it back. For example, in a motor vehicle, on the other hand, when you go bash it, you bash a bumper, you need $1,000 for a bumper, a headlight, you need another $500, so on and so forth. And that's what will make these buggies low maintenance, and it gives the driver more experience. The cost difference with the Barracuda, we're looking at $10,000, and the Attacker $8,000. However, we have also ventured into two-seater buggies, and those who are interested in a Attacker buggy, that's a two-seater, that's also $10,000. Oh,
$10,000. Right, thank you very much, Arthur. Later on in the show, we shall take these two buggies for a ride. What's quite interesting is that we shall have two of the most interesting drivers. It's not Arthur and I. Just stick around.
Car Care, brought to you by Toyota Uganda.
Right, time for car care. Now, like we've said before, this is the very segment on Revved Up that we still believe not so many drivers out there actually pay that much attention to. And I think you really need to pay more and more attention to, because it deals with the smallest details on your car. We've come to the Toyota Service Center, and as always, the training boss is joining us, Fitsum, to pretty much go into more emails and more details about our cars. Fitsum, thank you very much for joining us this week. We have a very big email about something I really have wanted to concentrate on for a very long time: fuel filters. But you see, when we received this email, my first question was, we have folks who regulate the fuel that comes into the country. We have folks at these fuel pumps that control the quality of this fuel. Why do we again need to have our fuel filtered when it's getting into cars? It has been filtered so many times, Fitsum.
That's a good question, yes. But the vehicle needs a fine cleaned filter. And you see, during the transition period, there will be some addition of water. The fuel absorbs some water from the atmosphere. It absorbs dust from the atmosphere. There is handling issues. You can name a lot of reasons as to why you must filter the fuel before it goes into the engine. Okay? So the fuel filter is there, and it fine cleans the fuel that is going into the injection pump.
Yeah.
The injection pump is a high precision machine that must operate with a very, very clean filter. How do you know whether the filter is clogged or not? Of course, even if you open the bonnet, you will not be able to know whether the filter is clogged or not, because it's internally. For this specific machine, there is a warning light that will come up on the dashboard, okay, informing the driver that the filter is clogged.
There are so many parts out there that are not genuine. Folks have problems with their cars, go out, try and buy genuine parts, and they are given fake parts, and at the end of the day, it's pretty much the same. Can you actually identify which one is fake, which one is not?
Andrew,
with the naked eye?
No, Andrew, those people who are making these fake parts are also very smart.
Yeah.
Okay? They will make sure that externally it looks exactly the same. Their aim is to sell that filter, which is a fake filter, as a genuine filter to you. So externally it will look the same, but internally they are different. So the only way you can get a genuine filter is by going to Toyota. This is a Toyota. Go to Toyota.
Feel very free. Send us those emails. It is Talk to Toyota. That is t2t@toyota.co.ug. The subject should be Revved Up. Fitsum, myself, and the technical team here at Toyota will make sure you have genuine parts and driving pretty well.
Futuristic Vehicles, brought to you by Shell V-Power. Just 2 months ago, Mercedes finally revealed their first ever pickup truck, the Mercedes X-Class. Mercedes is best known as a luxury vehicle brand, so their version of a pickup was sure to be more decadent than the others. Its appearance proves this assumption, as it combines the tough exterior necessary for a pickup with the refinement of a Mercedes interior. As if one luxury pickup wasn't enough, there are 3 versions of the X-Class: the Pure line, the Progressive line, and the Power line, which get progressively more expensive and feature-filled in that order. While specs have not yet been released on this brand new car, we can only imagine the power, as not only is it in constant 4-wheel drive mode, but it is capable of towing up to 3.5 tons and has a load-bearing capacity of 1 ton. The classy Mercedes interior is not missing from the X-Class, as the leather-trimmed cabin shows. There is a multi-function steering wheel, as well as high-quality infotainment system with USB and Bluetooth connectivity. Gone are the days when pickup trucks used to be rugged workhorse machines and nothing more. Today, pickups provide comfort and multifunctionality. And with Mercedes' unveiling of the X-Class and BMW keen to follow in its footsteps, the pickup truck may just become the new luxury class of car.
Hello viewers, my name is Emmanuel Sabunya. I am from Vivo Energy Uganda, the Shell licensee for Shell Fuels in Africa, where we have a big network for our fuels. Tonight we're talking about the Shell V-Power Club. The Shell V-Power Club is a group of members that appreciate quality and performance fuels for their cars. In the club, you'll be able to enjoy very many benefits. But before I get there, I want to tell you about joining the club. All you need to do is pass by our fuel dispensing stations, and then you'll be able to get a card. That card will allow you to join the club. All you need to do is dial *295#yes, and then you'll be able to follow the prompts until your card gives you a message that you're fully registered on your phone. Once you join the club, you'll be able to collect points every time you fuel at our stations. And those points can later on be redeemed as fuel. Not only that, we're giving away monthly prizes. We're talking about a set of tires, we're talking about free fuel, we're talking about a weekend getaway for 2. And then we also have the grand prizes. We're taking people to Italy in September, and we'll also be taking people to Abu Dhabi in November. Tonight we're at an F1 screening. This we sponsor for our members to come and enjoy the F1 races. We also locally support the motorsport in Uganda. But ideally we want to show you the fuels that drive your car, fuels that drive all these cars. We already sponsor 2 cars in the F1 at the international level. And we're here to witness them win for us these podium finishes. Otherwise, I want to encourage you, join the V-Power Club. You'll be getting so many prizes, and then you'll also be getting very many benefits. At Shell V-Power Club, everyone is a winner.
My name is Solomon Kajura. I'm the F1 Uganda president, and F1 is all about speed. We love Formula 1, we love rally, and we follow anything speed. Thanks to V-Power. V-Power brings speed, reliability, and comfort for the cars. It's a European car, and all we believe is that V-Power maintains the engine of this car. And we love V-Power. Thank you to Shell, thank you to Vivo Energy.
My name's Paul Duke Kaganzi. I'm an automotive mechanic, and I'm the Shell Fuels brand ambassador for Uganda. And I'm here to enjoy the exciting sponsored Shell V-Power screening of the Formula 1 race in Hungary. Why should you use Shell V-Power fuel? Because it's a fuel that is designed to produce the best out of your car. It will provide the best protection, best fuel economy, and it will also give you an exciting performance. Shell V-Power is innovated and differentiated as a premium fuel to provide the highest level of cleansing in your engine. It's designed with cleaning additives that will make sure that there are no deposits that are performance robbing in your engine. Our innovative partners, Scuderia Ferrari, will actually showcase that fuel in the Formula 1 race that we're watching right now. We believe a lot in competition, and that's why we participate in races like Formula 1, because we believe it takes the best out of our products. Right now, as I speak, our Formula 1 Ferrari team is in the pole position, which means we're leading. And we're being chased by Mercedes-Benz. We love competition because that keeps us on our feet as we innovate and design fuels that will make our customers happier, that will improve and protect the performance of our customers' vehicles. So ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with our promise, we will always keep designing and innovating new fuels that will improve the performance of your car. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so let's get close and personal with both buggies. This is the Barracuda design, this is the Attacker design. I don't really like this one because it doesn't reverse, but are there reasons I should have this ahead of this one, Arthur?
Oh yes, the Barracuda design has a couple of advantages.
Yeah.
For example, it is the motors are higher revving. You can get all the way to 16,000 RPM, whereas the Attacker buggy only revs maximum 8,000 RPM. You have the power to weight ratio. The entire motor and the transmission of the Barracuda, the motorcycle engine is much lighter compared to the vehicle engine, where you have the engine and the gearbox and transmission, makes it heavier. So the power to weight ratio of this one over that one is much better.
Yeah.
The suspension is a little more different, more aggressive. It has a more aggressive look for more off-road driving, compared to the Attacker design, which rides lower, but that's what makes it stable and quicker. Sometimes you need the weight because you need the traction. You need the tires to grip, and sometimes that's where you get a disadvantage with the Barracuda because it's quite light. So you get quite a lot of wheel spin compared to the Attacker.
All right, thank you very much, Arthur. Now, what we've done here at Revved Up, with Arthur's permission, is we've hired two of the most experienced drivers in East and Central Africa, and they're joining us to make sure they can push these two, and we actually see what the feeling is like on the track.
Hey there, my name is Arthur Blick. I'm 13 years old. I'll be driving the Barracuda buggy, and tonight I'm a Revved Up test driver. Hi, my name is Paddy Blick. I'm 12 years of age. I'll be driving the Attacker buggy, and tonight I'll be a Revved Up test driver.
All right, Arthur, I mean, you must be an excited father seeing your youngsters out there on the track. But I think one of the big issues you probably have talked about before is the transformation. So you have motocross, you have rally, then right in the middle you have autocross, which pretty much is the buggies now.
Oh yes.
How important is that?
I believe that this is going to be a great transition between motocross and rallying. It's a stepping stone for that generation of drivers, actually our future drivers. I believe that the autocross should be, and the buggy racing should be the stepping stone into motor rallying eventually. You
have more protection, but could they still be careless now, knowing that with the bikes you can always take your corners very comfortably?
Basically, the advantage is that you're now on 4 wheels rather than on 2 wheels. So it's definitely safer, and then we also make sure that we meet the minimum safety standards and aspects.
But the one other interesting fact we probably should jump into is the development of this very industry anywhere in East Africa. How far has it gone? Is it something we should pay more attention to? Because there's so many youngsters in motocross and want to go into rally.
Oh yes. To be honest, yes, we need to pay more attention to this. I think we are actually lagging behind. We have the Kenyans who started doing autocross and buggy racing ages ago. I mean, and they're at a much different level compared to Uganda. And I think we really need to step up our game.
I think, you know what, I can always stop the talking and just enjoy the show right behind me now. All right, so you predicted right. I always was going to be the final driver, the final person to have a feel on what these buggies do actually feel like. But let me tell you something. When I'm inside, I have absolutely no idea how to drive this. So I've called in Arthur to help me tell me how do I start this car and how do I make sure I hit some good speed, Arthur?
First and foremost, you have to buckle up.
Yep, that we've done.
That you've done. You got 100% there. Then we have the clutch on the left, the brake in the middle, the throttle on the right-hand side, handbrake over here, gear lever over here, and then the ignition this way. And then this turns on the fans, the fuel pumps, this and that, and then start up.
And then I start this?
Yes.
We go?
Excellent.
Can I do that now?
Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Hey, we are
good
winning.
to go.
Awesomeness. Let me see how fast I can go.
First, you need to wear a helmet. Safety comes first.
Thank you very much, Arthur.
And it's a little challenging, but yeah.
I got this.
Yeah. Excellent.
Perfect. All right, Louis Hamilton incoming. All right, there we go. I certainly have had a great time driving buggies. Yeah, look, we had a couple of technical glitches. Well, I should say driver glitches, but I still had a good time. And of course, the Blicks have really taught me a lesson on how to drive this very car. You probably should come and have a try. It's a good experience. You trust me this time. It's a good experience. All right, thank you very much, folks, for joining us tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the show. Hope you've also enjoyed the buggies. They might not be the most popular vehicles in East Africa, but you can be very, very sure everyone will try and get one, and they'll get super popular later on. Keep safe on those roads. This is Revved Up. My name is Andrew Kabura. Have a good night.
Next week on Revved Up.